And welcome back to another CBB Talk with your boy, Will Dickinson. Sorry for not bringing an episode yesterday for the normal Friday scheduled episodes. Just couldn't find the time. But we're going to have a pre-Saturday games show to bring you something quick because most of the really good games even start kind of at 4-ish. So I think it's fine to kind of bring an episode right now. Conference tournaments really heating up. Our first team that will put their bid into the NCAA tournament will come today from the OVC. Some more teams will get bids this weekend, tomorrow and Sunday. And we'll come back probably with a Monday episode, but who knows? Maybe a Sunday night episode, maybe tomorrow. We will see. But we got to dive into all these games. Really not any crazy results from the week. Thursday, I mean, we had UConn take down Marquette. Um, Tennessee taking down South Carolina. Those are the two big games on Wednesday. Thursday didn't really bring much. Washington State winning. Iowa State had a nice one over BYU. I believe that was also on Wednesday. But we got to dive into this weekend because it's the final weekend of the regular season of college basketball. Man, what a journey we've had. It's crazy, crazy to think about. And next week, the awaited return of the conference awards will happen. Those are my favorite videos to make, where I give you my play of the year, coach of the year, transfer of the year, freshman of the year. I don't know. Maybe I'll do another award this year. We'll see. That's going to be really fun to do. I got to start working on that. But let's get into it right now with a little weekend preview. We always go in chronological order. As always, semifinals of the Big South Conference, and I believe is this the Northeast Conference probably has its semifinals too? Maybe not. Is that no way? Is Mary McLoy? No, Lee Moyne. Lee Moyne. I've actually never heard of Lee Moyne. That can't be. That's probably a semifinal game. But yeah, Big South High Point takes on Longwood, I believe. 12 o'clock. Memphis FAU is a big game in the American. I guess both teams have an at-large chance. I don't really know actually if Memphis does, but this is a very good game. FAU needing a win. FAU I think is going to be in the tournament. I'm confident that they will be. But if they lose this game, maybe it's interesting if they have to go win the American or at least make the conference championship there. But this is in FAU's floor. Memphis beat FAU already once at home, but now they got to go on the road in Boca Raton. This should be a very good game. Vlad Golden's been amazing for FAU, and they've played better of recent. They're not in my top 25. A win here would probably get them back in that conversation, and this win should almost lock them into the NCAA tournament and go back for back-to-back years, and maybe they can make another run. This is not the year FAU expected to have. We expect them to be a top 10 level team preseason, and they just haven't been, but they can make the NCAA tournament, and it wouldn't be too much of a disappointment there. But that's really the only great game at 12. The early slate is weak. 2 o'clock. Ole Miss, Ole Miss, Iowa State, Kansas State could be interesting there. Iowa State got a nice home win over BYU earlier this week, a come from behind win to finish undefeated in Hilton. But now they got to go on the road in Manhattan against a team like Kansas State, who is, probably not going to be a tournament team this year, but is dangerous at home. They're 3.5-point favorites. Let's see if ISU can finish the season winning 25 games going into the Big 12 tournament, and a win here and a Houston loss. They would be co-Big 12 champs. What a job from TJ Aussenberger. And that coach of the year race between him and Kelvin Sampson in the Big 12 is going to be a tough decision for me to make, and it could be decided by tonight. Oklahoma, Texas, both those teams will play their final Big 12 regular season games ever. It's a sad day. It is a big, kind of the final Pac-12 weekend, and now this. Interesting game. I'm gonna take Texas probably to win at home. Look, I think Oklahoma's gonna make the NCAA tournament. But if they lose this game, lose their first game in the Big 12 tournament, it could be interesting. I think Texas will also be in, but you don't want to lose this game if you're Texas. I think winner 100% is in, losers like 80, 70, 75% in, I would say. That's a decent game. 2:30, big matchup here. Creighton's on the road at Villanova. Villanova, this is a must-win game for the Wildcats. You got to treat this like a tournament game. Lose this one, I think they won't make the NCAA tournament. They would have to go on a big run in the Big East. This would be their 14th loss and 15 losses. You rarely ever see a team with 15 losses make the NCAA tournament. Creighton here, a chance to get a big road win. They lost to Villanova earlier in the year just to try to avoid the season sweep and kind of just end their tournament hopes. Obviously, Eric Dixon, Ryan Kalkbrenner is going to be a great matchup, but the guards for Creighton have been the reason why they're playing like such an elite team at the moment with Baylor Scheinman, Trey Alexander, and Stephen Ashworth. I really, really like this Creighton team. I think they're going to get the win today on the road and kind of just end Villanova's hopes right there. Loss here, I don't think Villanova has a chance to make the tournament unless they make a run maybe to the Big East championship. Also a 2:30 game. South Carolina's at Mississippi State. Mississippi State, I think, has lost 2 in a row now. Must-win game in Starkville. If they want to make the NCAA tournament. South Carolina coming off a close loss to Tennessee. Dalton Connect just had another amazing, amazing game. This one's gonna be interesting. Bulldogs been struggling. Tolu Smith's gonna have to be good in this one, but the freshman Sam Hubbard, or is it Josh Hubbard? Is it Josh? It's Josh Hubbard. Sam Hubbard is on Duke. Josh Hubbard. He's been one of the best freshmen in the nation here. He's gonna have to have a big one. South Carolina, though, they've been disrespected by Vegas. I feel like they're 5-point underdogs here. I think they keep it close and maybe win. If they lose here, Mississippi State's gonna be on that wrong side of the bubble and having to win a game or two in the SEC tournament. There's so many conference tournament games. It's just okay. I'm trying to find some. Okay, 4 o'clock, big one here. It's Kansas Houston. This is not game of the day. I say this is the second or third. It's one of the best games here. Houston wins. They win the Big 12 outright, and this would lock them into a 1 seed. I think they're probably still locked as a 1 seed, but this would confirm the 1 seed. Even if they lose their first Big 12 tournament game, they'll be a 1. This is going to be a super, super big game. Obviously, Kansas won the first matchup in Lawrence, and that was because Houston's big struggled. Kansas shot insane from 3. It was a blowout. That was probably the best game Kansas has played all year. But now they got to go into the Fertitta Center and play against Houston, who's red hot. They're playing like the best team in the country. And Jamal Shedd's been the reason. Eldrick Carr's been good, but Jamal Shedd is going to be a first-team All-American. Could he win Big 12 Player of the Year is the question. We'll see. He's been so good. And the matchup there is Kevin McCullar's going to be healthy. They're going to need him to play his best here if they want him to win. Hunter Dickinson versus Jawan Roberts. That's going to be Javier Francis. The bigs are going to have to play better for Houston. They got out-rebounded in that first matchup. 8.5 points. I think that's too big of a line, but I do think Houston wins this game. I expect them to be physical, hand it to Kansas. Kansas hasn't been playing amazing basketball recent. I know McCullough back is huge, but I don't see a season sweep on Houston. And I think Houston wins this game, locks in a 1 seed for the NCAA tournament, and to win the Big 12 outright in the first year in that conference. What an amazing accomplishment if that can get done from Kelvin Sampson. Another 4 o'clock game. We have 2 fire 4 o'clock games. This one's Kentucky at Tennessee. Big time matchup in Knoxville. Tennessee right now is my 4th number 1 seed. I think they're playing like the 4th best team in the country right now, and it's because of Dalton Connect. He's just been on another universe of recent. The emergence of Jonas Idu has been amazing. And then Zakai Ziegler in their first matchup against Tennessee, I think 26-13, had his best game of the year, and they scored, I believe, 100 or damn near close to it. I don't know if they're going to need to score 100 again, but Kentucky's played way better since that game. Obviously, Antonio Reeves is having one of the best years for a player at Kentucky under Calipari, averaging 20 points. I think that's tied for the lead ever with Jamal Murray there. He's just been absolutely amazing. But then you have the 2, star freshmen with Rob Dillingham and Reed Shepard that come off the bench and just are such dynamic players that really just change up this offense when they're in. This is going to be a good game, but I see Tennessee winning at home. Tennessee's won some big games recently at Alabama, home against South Carolina. If they can get a win against Kentucky, what a 3-game streak that is. And I think Tennessee pulls it off. I think Kentucky keeps it close because Tennessee's just had such a gauntlet of a schedule recently. And I love the way Kentucky's playing. Where do I have Kentucky ranked? I think I got Kentucky ranked 14th in the nation. I got Tennessee 4th. So a top 15 matchup here. On CBS at 4. This is going to be a game. This is going to be a great game. Obviously, Connect's going to have to outdo Antonio Rees in this one if they want to win. If they can get anything like Zakai Ziegler did in their first matchup, they'll get the job done. Give me Tennessee in a close one here. This should be a really, really good one. Marquette's at Xavier at 5. No Tyler Kulik again. Marquette on a 2-game losing streak here. Let's see if they can get a win without Kulik. They're going to need a big game from Cam Jones. And Xavier's not too good, but it's on the road. Let's see if Marquette can get a nice win there. 6 o'clock, Baylor at Texas Tech. Big time matchup in the Big 12 here. Texas Tech lost their first game at Baylor, where their defense really, really struggled in this one. Baylor, of course, had a big win. Was that on Monday against who did the Baylor play? Oh my God, I gotta remember this. I gotta remember Texas. They played Texas, got the win. Jalen Bridges had a huge game in this one. They gotta go on the road to finish the regular season. I have Baylor at 10 right now. Obviously, it's because of the way Jalen Bridges played. Yves Misi, Ray J. Dennis, and Jacoby Walter and Jaden Nunn. Their starting 5 is elite. I'm not sure if Langston Love will be back in this one. I don't know how long he's out for, but that'll be big. Pop Isaacs has been the star player for Texas Tech. Texas Tech wins this game. I think you could get my top 25 here. And man, this is just a preview for what the Big 12 tournament's going to be like. It's just going to be gauntlet after gauntlet you have to go through to win this thing. Whatever team wins, it is going to be well deserving for sure. I think Baylor on the road is not going to get it done. I think Texas Tech at Lubbock's going to get this win here. Obviously, I think their defense is going to have to be better and allow Baylor to score under 75 points to win this game, because I don't love Texas Tech's offense. But we'll see Grant McCasland in year 1 get this team to the tournament. But this is a big-time game here and be trending right going into the postseason. This is going to be a good one here. I'm leaning Texas Tech, but I'm obviously wouldn't be surprised if Baylor gets the job done. A big one at 6 in the MVC semifinals, Bradley at Drake. Everyone wants to see the Indiana State Drake game to finish out the for the MVC championship here. Drake's gonna probably have to go 2-0 to get in at large, or to get the beat in the NCAA tournament. I do not know if they'll be able to be an at-large team, but we'll see. They're only 2-point favorites, and Bradley's a very, very good team. Obviously, Tucker DeFries has been the star for Drake. I want to see Drake in the tournament. They were in it last year and got a tough draw against Miami as a 12. I think if whoever they get this year, I think they'll have a good chance of winning, but they have to go win this game against Bradley. That's a good one at 6 o'clock. Another good 6 o'clock one. Clemson is at Wake Forest. It's a big-time game in the ACC. Wake Forest has to win this game if they want a chance to make in the NCAA tournament. They lose this game, they're going to probably have to win the ACC. Ever since that game against Duke, they haven't won. They've lost their last 3 games since that Duke won, and now they have a chance against this will be a quad 1 win against Clemson. PJ Hall's been such a problem of recent. Had a huge game earlier this week. I think Wake should be able to get the job done at home, but look, it's Wake Forest. They've struggled recently. This is gonna be a 3rd year in a row probably of them missing a tournament barely, and that just sucks because they're having good teams that just aren't good enough. But maybe, you never know, maybe they can get the win. All right. Game of the day, 6:30. You know what it is. It's a blue blood matchup, the greatest rivalry in all of sports. The these teams are ranked in the top 10. They're ranked in the top 8, in my opinion. 2 of the best programs of all time. It's a blue blood matchup in Durham, North Carolina. UNC at Duke. We got Duke -5 in this one. Obviously, the first time these teams played in Chapel Hill, it didn't go the way that the Blue Devils wanted to. UNC rolled. Harrison Ingram had a big one. Armando Bacot had the big game, and they didn't need a great game from RJ Davis, which was really impressive. But I think these teams since that game have kind of been not trending in opposite directions, but have definitely been, getting closer to where they're pretty even. Duke's 8-1 in their last 9 that only lost at Wake Forest. They've been playing great basketball. Jared McCain's been their leading scorer over those last 9 games. UNC, on the other hand, they've lost some close games, and they're coming off a big win against Notre Dame, who's not good, but they won by a lot in their final home game of the season. Now they got to go into Cameron against a Duke team who's played a lot more physical. They've kind of shortened that rotation. I don't know if Caleb Foster will be ready for this one, but we've seen more Sean Stewart action, maybe some TJ Power. They're going to have to throw bodies at Baycott. They really got dominated because of their lack of size in the front court. In the front court, with Flipkowski guarding him. Duke's going to have to shoot the three well because they take a lot of them. Jared's going to have to be good. I think Tyrese Proctor, who was terrible in that first game, is going to have to be better. I like Duke to win this game. 5 is a tough number. It's really hard for me to say. I think Duke gets the job done. They split the ACC regular season. Obviously, if Carolina wins, then they're the 1 seed in the ACC tournament. If they lose, they're most likely the 2 seed in it, which does play an effect. I don't know if you really want to see Virginia in the ACC tournament. Virginia seems to usually play good in that game in the ACC tournament. But Clemson could be the 4 in the ACC, and that might be a harder matchup. So who knows? Big game in this one. I mean, it's the rivalry of all rivalries. It's the game where everyone's tuned in to watch. It's Duke Carolina, the history behind it, they're close together. This is gonna be a phenomenal game. I'm taking Duke in this one. I just don't see UNC being able to sweep them. They haven't done it since 2017. I don't think they do it this year. This Duke team is, I loved Duke. Duke was my preseason #1. I really like Duke in this one. But who knows? Maybe Carolina can go in, walk in your trap, take over your trap. Utah, Oregon. Utah's done. I think UConn's done. I'm not UConn. Utah is done. They lost against Oregon State earlier this week. They have to win this game and make a run in the Pac-12. Oregon's also probably done, but who knows? Crazy shit has happened. UConn's at Providence at 8:00 on Fox. This a win and in situation for Kim English and Providence. This is a huge test. 9.5. UConn does blow out a lot of teams here. Dev Carter's been the man over there. Bryce Hopkins went down. He's stepped up and been amazing. But UConn's just a different beast. Tristan Newton, Cam Spencer, Klingon. Man, I could keep going on about this Providence team. They're a freight train, and they're going to go in and probably dominate this game. But if Providence can pull off the upset at home, I think that locks them into the NCAA tournament under year 1 in Kim English. And he's done an amazing job, and it sucks that B-Hop had to go down. But I expect UConn to get the job done on the road. The first ticket will be punched starting at 8:00 on ESPN2 in the OVC Conference Championship game. It's Morehead State, who was the 3 seed, against Arkansas Little Rock, who was the 1 seed in this tournament. I really don't know much about these teams. I know Little Rock was the best team in this during the regular season. Morehead State, got a nice win, I believe, over the 2 seed yesterday. I mean, both these teams have been in the NCAA tournament of recent. I believe Little Rock was in there with Chris Beers, their head coach. Morehead State, I remember them being in it a couple years ago. It's just cool to see one of these teams who one season might come to an end and one's going to be in the big dance and get a little bit of national attention, which would be cool. We'll see their first ticket being punched. We'll see the graphic start. We'll see the dancing, the celebration, cutting down the nets. It's great to see. And the OVC is the first conference to do it. This will be on ESPN2. So definitely tune in and see which team will get to be in the NCAA tournament. New Mexico, Utah State's big must win. I know not a must win for New Mexico, but a huge opportunity for New Mexico to go in and try to win in Logan. Utah State, they've just been so good. They're locked into the NCAA tournament. They're trying to get the 1 seed, I think, with a win in the Mountain West and win their first conference tournament in a long time. But New Mexico's not an easy team. They're a bubble team. They're right on that bubble. And Utah State has a chance to be like a 5 seed in the NCAA tournament. Let's see if they can win. Great Osborne has been amazing. I got Utah State ranked 17th in the nation. I got Nevada at 19th. That's it from Mountain West. Boise State's just out after their nice win over San Diego State on the road. I'm not a big fan of San Diego State this year. Everyone thinks they're the best team in the Mountain West. I don't. I think they're really like the fourth or fifth best team in the Mountain West. I like Utah State, Nevada the most, and then Boise State. And then you could talk about San Diego State, Colorado State, in my opinion. But New Mexico has a chance to get a big win on the road, but it's tough to go win in Logan. And Utah State's been, just so consistent all year. It's been really, really impressive. We got to see Bronny's regular season finale. I guess he'll play a game or two in the Pac-12 tournament. The final Pac-12 regular season game is coming up. Arizona win out. They're probably a 1 seed. And then, yeah, UNLV Nevada is big. UNLV win this game, then we can start talking about that large case. Nevada, though, at home. Nevada's been playing like one of the best teams in the country recently. I expect them to win. Sunday, final regular season day. Wisconsin, Purdue. Big time matchup there. This game earlier in the year was a huge one because Wisconsin was like top 12 in the country. Now Wisconsin sucks. Luckily, they beat Rutgers. Wisconsin, they should be like an 8 seed, 9 seed in my opinion. They're not playing good. I expect Purdue to dominate. There is some more conference tournament. The A-Sun Championship. Austin Peay versus Stenson. Stenson's never made the NCAA tournament ever. The chances now they were the 2 seed. Austin Peay's the 4 seed. Austin Peay I don't think has made it in like 7 years, I believe. So this should be a really interesting game on ESPN at 2. I want Stetson to win. A team making the NCAA tournament for the first time would be super, super cool there. Another team punching their ticket. I believe another conference tournament's punching their ticket tomorrow. It might be the MVC. That's a really, really good one. I think that's the MVC on CBS at 2. But hopefully Indiana State Drake. But I don't know. I think that's what's going to be at 2. Michigan State, Indiana, eh. And then Illinois, Iowa. Iowa, get the win at home, then go win a game or two in the Big Ten tournament. You could sneak in. Illinois, took that loss earlier this week to Purdue. Don't want to have an 0-2 week here. I got Illinois ranked 15th in the country here. I think Illinois can be a sneaky. I think they can get a 4. If they're a 5, they can make a run to Elite 8, I think. But we want them trending in the right direction coming to Big Ten tournament and obviously the NCAA tournament. That's a weekend preview. It's around 11:30. We'll try to get this up by like 11:40. And then luckily the great games don't start until 2 or 4. So hopefully you have enough time to watch this. Thanks for watching. It's a rainy day for me, so I'm going to be watching some college ball all day and enjoy this end of the regular season this weekend. We'll probably see you on Monday. Maybe Sunday, but we'll see. See how I'm feeling. Peace.